Studios, October 1962. Sound Stage 12. The cameras have stopped rolling on The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. But the tension on set is just beginning. John Wayne stands in the center of a mock western town, his famous gun belt hanging at his side, watching something that will shake him to his core. The set is massive, a complete frontier town built inside the cavernous studio space. False storefronts line, dusty streets. Prop hitching posts and water troughs create the illusion of the Old West. But despite the elaborate construction, the real drama is about to unfold between two men who represent different kinds of American doubt legend. 50 feet away, Audie Murphy adjusts his own holster with the casual precision of a man who has drawn a weapon in anger more times than he cares to remember. His movements are economical, efficient, no wasted motion, no theatrical flourishes. The crew gathers around, sensing something electric in the air. Word has spread through the studio that America's most decorated war hero is about to show America's most famous cowboy what real speed looks like. It started as innocent conversation during lunch in the studio commissary. The cast and crew of Liberty Valance were taking their midday break, scattered across the long tables under fluorescent lights that couldn't quite banish the shadows of soundstage life. Wayne, holding court as always, regaling everyone with stories of table samas, his gunfighter training. His voice carries the practiced cadence of a man who's told these stories 1,000 times to adoring audiences. Hell, I can draw and fire in under half a second, Wayne boasts, his massive frame dominating the conversation like it dominates every movie screen. Been practicing since 1930, nobody in Hollywood draws faster than the Duke. He demonstrates the motion in slow pantomime, his hand sweeping to his hip in the exaggerated arc that audiences have come to expect from Western heroes. 0.38 seconds, certified by 3 different stopwatch operators. Faster than any actor in this town, faster than most real gunfighters ever were. Murphy, sitting quietly at a nearby table with his modest lunch, a sandwich and black coffee, sets down his coffee cup with a soft clink that somehow cuts through Wayne's monologue like a blade through silk. The sound galas is subtle, but something in its precision makes conversations pause. "That's impressive, Mr. Wayne," Murphy says, his voice carrying across the suddenly quiet commissary. "What's your best time?" Wayne's chest puffs with pride, sensing an appreciative audience. 0.38 seconds. Certified by 3 different stopwatch operators from the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. Faster than any actor in this town. Murphy nods thoughtfully, his pale blue eyes studying Wayne with the intensity of a man who measures everything against life and death standards. 0.38. That's quite quick for an actor. The word actor hangs in the air like cordite smoke. Wayne's jaw tightens. He's heard that tone before. The quiet authority of someone who knows the difference between performing violence and living it. "What's that supposed to mean, son?" Murphy stands slowly, his movements fluid and economical. At 5'7", he's dwarfed by Wayne's imposing presence, but something in his bearing suggests that size measurements might be irrelevant. "Nothing disrespectful, sir. Just wondering if you'd like to see what combat speed looks like." The commissary goes dead silent. 50 crew members stop eating, stop talking, stop moving. Even the kitchen staff emerge from behind the serving line to witness what everyone senses is about to become Hollywood legend. Wayne's famous temper begins to show, but it's tempered by curiosity. Combat speed? Yes, sir. The kind of speed you develop when drawing slow means your friends die. Before we continue with what happened next, a demonstration that would change how Hollywood portrayed gunfighters forever. Let me ask you something. Have you ever seen the difference between practice and actual skill? Hit that subscribe button to see what happens when real meets performance. 2 hours later, the entire production has moved to sound stage 12. Word has spread through Paramount like quit, wildfire. Grips abandon their equipment. Cameramen leave their posts. Secretaries find excuses to visit the set. Even the studio executives emerge from their mahogany offices to witness what everyone is calling, quote, the showdown. The soundstage has been transformed into an arena. The Western set provides the perfect backdrop, a dusty street running down the center of the space, with wooden sidewalks and false storefronts creating the atmosphere of a frontier town. But this isn't about atmosphere anymore. This is about authenticity versus performance. John Ford, the legendary director, stands behind his camera with the expression of a man watching history unfold. He's directed Wayne in 17 films, seen him draw thousands of times in dozens of different montages, scenarios. Ford knows Wayne's capabilities better than any man alive. But something in Murphy's quiet confidence has him reaching for his viewfinder, his directorial instincts, telling him to capture whatever is about cork appeal to happen. Set up the high-speed camera, Ford instructs his cinematographer. 400 frames per second. I want to catch every detail. Wayne checks his Colt .45 one final time. It's the same gun he's used in 40 westerns. Its weight and balance as Cora. Familiar as his own heartbeat. The holster is positioned exactly where his personal firearms instructor placed it. Slightly forward of his hip. Canted at the perfect angle for his height and reach. The leather is supple from gawk. Years of use, broken in to accommodate his particular draw style. Murphy stands 10 feet away, his own weapon resting in a standard military holster. No fancy quick-draw rig. No special modifications. No Hollywood enhancements. Just government-issue leather and steel, the same type. He carried through 3 years of combat in Europe. His stance is relaxed, almost casual, but there's something coiled in his posture that suggests explosive potential. The crowd falls silent. Even the studio's ventilation system seems to hold its breath. James Stewart, watching from beside the camera, whispers to Ford, "This feels different. This feels real." Ford raises his hand, his weathered face grim with concentration. "Gentlemen, on my count. 3, 2, 1, draw." What happens next occurs faster than human eyes can follow. Wayne's hand moves with the practiced precision of 3 decades, muscle memory honed by countless hours of rehearsal. His draw is textbook perfect, smooth, controlled, professional. The motion is everything Hollywood teaches. Dramatic, visible, trackable by cameras and audiences alike. But Murphy's hand simply appears to teleport. One moment it's hanging relaxed at his side, the next his weapon. Motion is pointed downrange, hammer cocked, finger on the trigger. No visible movement, no wasted motion, no theatrical arc, just instantaneous lethality that bypasses conscious thought entirely. The crowd stares in stunned silence. Someone drops a clipboard. The sound echoes through the cavernous stage. Like a gunshot, making half the crew jump. But Murphy doesn't flinch. His weapon remains perfectly steady, aimed at an imaginary target 60 feet away. Ford checks his stopwatch, blinks, checks it again. His weathered face goes pale. In 50 years of filmmaking, he's never seen anything like this. "Jesus Christ," he whispers. Wayne, his own gun barely clear of leather, looks down at his weapon, then at Murphy, then at the impossible distance between where they stand and where Murphy's gun is aimed. The math doesn't work. The human eye can't track what just happened. It's as if Murphy's weapon materialized in his hand without passing through the belliculated space between. "What was the time?" Wayne asks, his voice steady, but something fundamental has shifted in his tone. Ford's hand trembles slightly as he holds up the stopwatch. 0.19 seconds. The number hits the crowd like a physical blow. 0.19. Nearly twice as fast as Wayne's best time, faster than most people can blink. faster than seems humanly possible without mechanical assistance. Murphy quietly holsters his weapon, the movement as smooth and economical as the draw. Combat speed, Mr. Wayne. When your life depends on it, you don't practice drawing. You practice surviving. Wayne stares at him, and for the first time in his career, the Duke is speechless. He spent 30 years building a reputation as Hollywood's fastest gun, only to discover he's been playing checkers while real gunfighters were playing chess. "That's impossible," whispers James Stewart, who's been watching from beside the camera. "Human reflexes don't work that fast. The nervous system can't process commands that quickly." Murphy turns to Stewart, his expression matter of fact. "They do when you've drawn on men who are trying to kill you. When hesitation means death, your body learns to move without conscious thought. The brain gets bypassed entirely. The implications ripple through the crowd like seismic waves. Every Western ever made suddenly seems like child's play. Every gunfight scene, every dramatic showdown, every carefully choreographed quick draw sequence now looks like actors playing dress-up." Ford, his directorial instincts overcoming his shock, signals to his cameraman. "Did you get that?" The cameraman nods, his face white. "High-speed camera caught everything, boss. But I'm telling you, even at 400 frames per second, it's almost too fast to see." His hand just vanishes and reappears with the gun, drawn. Murphy begins to walk away, but Wayne's voice stops him. The authority that has commanded movie sets for 3 decades is gone, replaced by something that sounds almost like pleading. "Wait." The word comes out rougher than Wayne intended. "How? How is that even possible?" Murphy pauses, considers his answer carefully. He's not comfortable being the center of attention, never has. Zod been? But something in Wayne's voice, genuine confusion mixed with what might be respect, makes him turn back. "Anzio, 1944. German patrol caught our squad in the open. 6 of them, 7 of us. They had the drop on us, weapons already drawn. I had maybe a half second to draw and fire before they opened up on my boys." The crowd leans in, sensing a story that will never make it into any movie. This isn't Hollywood heroism. This is survival documentation. "What happened?" Ford asks quietly, his director's instincts recognizing authentic drama. Murphy's voice remains flat, emotionless, the way combat veterans speak about the things that still wake them up screaming. "I drew faster than they could pull their triggers. Killed 3 of them before they could fire a boast bit. Jat. The rest of my squad took care of the others." He looks directly at Wayne. "When drawing slow means your friends die, you learn to draw fast. When missing means the enemy lives to fight another day, you learn not to miss. It's not a skill you practice, Mr. Wayne, it's a reflex you earn." The silence stretches like a taut wire. Everyone present understands they've witnessed something beyond entertainment, beyond performance. They've seen what real violence looks like when stripped of Hollywood glamour. Wayne's voice, when it finally comes, is barely above a whisper. "I've been doing this wrong." Murphy's expression softens slightly. "No, sir. You've been doing what you were hired to do. You entertain people. You give them heroes they can believe in. That's not wrong. That's important." He gestures toward the elaborate Western set surrounding them. "This isn't about real gunfighting, Mr. Wayne. This is about storytelling. And you're the best storyteller this business has ever seen." But Wayne shakes his head, something broken in his expression. 30 years. 30 years of playing the fastest gun in the West, and I've never even seen real speed." Ford steps forward, his directorial instincts sensing the larger implications. "Duke, what Audie just showed us, we can't put that in movies." "Why not?" Stewart asks. Ford's smile is grim. "Because audiences wouldn't believe it. It's too fast, too real, too lethal. People want to see the draw, want to follow the action. What Audie just did, it's over before the audience realizes it started." Murphy nods in agreement. "Combat isn't dramatic, Mr. Ford. It's efficient, brutal, quick. Drama comes later, when you're trying to live with what you did. The crowd begins to disperse, but the three men, Wayne, Ford, and Murphy, remain in the center of the mock. Western town, each processing what they've witnessed in their own way. Wayne breaks the silence first. "Will you show me the real way?" Murphy studies Wayne's face, sees genuine humility there for perhaps the first time. "Mr. Wayne, respectfully, you don't want to learn the real way. The real way comes with a cost you don't want to pay." "What cost?" Murphy's eyes grow distant, seeing things that happened 18 years ago but feel like yesterday. "When you draw that fast, when you kill that efficiently, you never forget it. Every time you see a gun, every time you hear someone cock a hammer, your body wants to react the same way. Your hand twitches toward your weapon. Your gore, heart rate spikes. You scan for exits, for cover, for threats that aren't there." He looks back at Wayne. "I can't walk into a crowded restaurant without cataloging every person who might be armed. Can't watch a Western without seeing all the ways the gunfighters would die in real combat. Can't hold my own children when they play with toy guns, because the sound of plastic hammers clicking makes my hands shake." Wayne's voice is quiet. The nightmares are the least of it, Mr. Wayne. The real curse is knowing that you're too good at killing. That, when violence comes, and it always comes, your body will react faster than your mind can think. That you might hurt someone you don't mean to hurt, because your reflexes were trained by life and death. Ford watches this exchange with the eye of a man who has made a career of capturing human truth on film. But poor Tade. He knows this truth is too raw, too real for any camera. "Audie," Ford says quietly, "what you just showed us, it changes things." Murphy nods. "How so?" Ford gestures toward the elaborate gunfight set they've built. "We've been making movies about mythical gunfighters, but you're the real thing, and the real thing is too dangerous for myth." Wayne straightens, his decision made. "Then we change how we make them." Both men look at him, surprised. "From now on," Wayne says, his voice gaining strength, "my Westerns will be different. Less about fast draws, and more about," he struggles for the words, "consequences," Murphy supplies. "About what happens after the shooting stops." Wayne nods. "About men trying to live with what they've done." Ford's eyes light up with directorial inspiration. "The man who shot, Liberty Valance. We finish it the way we planned, but we change the ending. Make it about the cost of violence, not the glory of it." Over the next decade, Wayne's Westerns do change. Gone are the flashy quick-draw contests. Instead, his Raxus. Characters become older, wearier, haunted by their past actions. Movies like The Shootist and True Grit focus on aging gunfighters trying to find peace, not glory. Ford's later Westerns grow darker, more psychologically complex. The heroes carry visible scars, both physical and emotional. Violence becomes a last resort, not a first option. But the footage of Murphy's draw remains locked in Paramount's vault, too dangerous for public consumption. Studio executives understand that showing real combat speed would make every Western look fake by comparison. Murphy continues making B-Westerns, but his characters are different too. They draw reluctantly, kill efficiently, and carry the weight of their actions. Critics call his performances understated, not understanding, that he's not acting at all. The demonstration on Soundstage 12 becomes Hollywood legend, passed down through generations of actors and directors. The day a real gunfighter showed movie gunfighters what they'd been pretending to do. But the real impact isn't on movies, it's on the men who witnessed it. Wayne spends the rest of his career trying to capture something authentic in his performances. Ford creates increasingly complex characters who struggle with violence rather than embrace it. And Murphy? Murphy returns to his trailer, sits in his chair, and stares at his hands. The hands that drew faster than thought, faster than fear, faster than mercy. The hands that killed 6 German soldiers in less time than it. Sedus takes to breathe. Because that's what the crowd didn't understand about combat speed. It's not a skill you learn, it's a survival mechanism burned into your nervous system by proximity to death. And once it's there, it never leaves. The stopwatch read 0.19 seconds, but the real-time measurement was 3 years of combat, 33 medals, and 240 enemy soldiers who weren't fast enough to live. That's not a skill any actor should want to learn. That's a burden only real warriors carry. Hit that subscribe button and tell us in the comments, do you think showing real combat skills in movies would make them better or just too disturbing to watch? And unfortunately, they don't make men like Audie Murphy anymore.